Jesus shared a message with me. He spoke, "My love, I want to reveal this to you and the rest of my children so that you understand the importance of trusting in me to guide your life, no matter what happens. You have been so attached to the material nature of things, which you shared with me earlier about recognizing and wanting to be rid of. And as I've told you, I have great compassion on you. I know that you're struggling and that you want to be better. And yes, it will take more discipline, which you are lacking of in this moment. But don't give up. Keep trying and fighting against your flesh in every moment. You don't have to let your flesh get the upper hand as it has been so many times before. It takes believing in my feelings and my thoughts about you that truly helps you to resist the devices of the flesh and the plans of the enemy. You are aware of many tactics of Satan, especially one of being a deceiver. But even for many who know this, you still have many moments where you fall into his deception because of your deep attachment to materialistic things. That's what's keeping you in bondage and causing so much of your emotional turmoil. You won't let go of things that I never wanted you to attach yourself to in the first place. Satan is very intelligent indeed, and he constantly has sifted so many of you. But there is one weakness that he is unable to hide: his honesty. As much as he deceives others and feeds lies to them, he is only able to feed lies to you that you already believe about yourself in some shape or form. He cannot curate lies. He amplifies what's already there and works hard to ensure that it doesn't disappear and that it grows until it's nearly impossible to get rid of or to manage. He has been able to bring so many down because they think so low of themselves that they assist him in destroying themselves. The biggest weakness he has is that he is commanded to share the truth about who he is and his plans with everyone. His plans are made known to you because I've commanded it so. Every move he makes is run through by me, and either I approve or deny his requests. He can be weakened a billion times over by every person in this world, but the reason that he has grown to power is because so many of you believe things about yourself that aren't true. You don't understand how powerful your thoughts are about yourself and others, and even your words, my children. The people that you see who are willingly serving Satan, he has succeeded in making the lies they believe about themselves a reality, and from many has spewed the greatest of pride and grandiosity. But that pride started off as a deep insecurity and self-hate. Satan magnified those people's hatred of themselves and helped to create the greatest monsters who are solely reliant on him for their purpose and meaning. Many who you see around you, whether they are famous or not, will enter into that place where I can't reach them, and they will fully believe that Satan can give them everything they desire, including happiness. It's something that breaks my heart into pieces over and over again because they don't understand their identity and how precious they are to me. Beloved, it's imperative that you never think ill of yourself because it will lead you to being separated from me. The deeper you go into self-hatred, it creates a powerful barrier that even I can't get through because it was created by your will. I can only be as close to you as you allow me to be. Don't you see? Everything that I allow to happen in your life is to strengthen you, but so many of you allow those moments to cause you to hate yourselves and others around you. I never want you to take any mistake you make and use it as a weapon against yourself, because I don't do that to you. I look at the heart behind everything that you do and your will and intention. I factor so much in that you don't realize because you focus so heavily on the material thing that you did in that present moment. That doesn't mean that I condone recklessness and bad decisions, because you will also have to account for those. But not every mistake came from recklessness, but genuine error. I factor that in, my loves. Don't allow the disappointment that you may have in yourself to grow bigger than it has to be, because as we can see in the world today, the result of how many appear to you all stems from how they truly feel about themselves internally. If more people saw themselves the way I see them, they will have such fulfilling lives. Yes, I want you to be aware of your mistakes, but only so you would use that opportunity to come to me and allow me to lead you in the right direction and heal you of any wounds that may have been inflicted upon you in the moment. You are not a lost cause. You are my treasure. You are my beloved, and I love you so much. If only many would feel the love that I extend to them in their hearts and hear the love songs I sing over them each day, they wouldn't dare harm themselves in the spirit with their thoughts and words towards themselves. The cause of all the division between people in the world is inferiority and self-hatred. They constantly compare themselves to others and use it as a means of tearing themselves down because they see others as better than they are. Dominique, you mentioned it to me earlier about the ideology of racism and prejudice. The truth is that it would never exist if people didn't identify with the words of other mere humans spoken over them. Who do I say that you are? Should be the question you ask yourself, and not to ever esteem another man higher to allow their words to cause you to hate yourselves in the way that you do, my children. So many of you despise yourselves, and this is why you are unable to show authentic love for your fellow neighbor, no matter what nationality or culture they come from. Satan sees this, and he has been able to cause your self-hatred to spread like wildfire all across the globe. There will be no wars if men didn't live in a self-created state of inferiority. No other person should be able to make you feel inferior because that would mean you have given them power and influence over your life. I pray that you hear my heart in this message and that you will finally believe how loved you truly are. I hope that you will come to understand where your true identity comes from. It's not from the family or culture you were born into, but it comes from me, from your eternal family that was present since the beginning of time. The moment you can believe this is the moment you all will receive true freedom from the bondage of self-hatred you have lived in for all of your life. This freedom is yours if you will accept it. Open up my word and read the thoughts and feelings I have towards you. Let them penetrate your heart and you will truly understand who you are, and that can never be taken away by another person. That was the end of Jesus' message, and wow, what a powerful message that was. My goodness. When I heard this, it just warmed my heart, and it also grieved me a bit, just knowing how much we as a people hate ourselves, right? And I can even recall moments in my life where I truly hated myself. And I thank God that I'm not in that place anymore. Now, granted, there are moments where I'm disappointed in myself and a little frustrated, but the self-hatred piece, I have not felt that in a long time. So I'm very grateful to God to have been brought out of that. But to know that there are so many people who hate themselves to such a degree is sad to even think about. And it being the cause of why there's so much division and war and chaos in our world, because people don't like themselves. And it makes sense when you think about you project what you feel about yourself onto other people. So we have a lot of people projecting what they feel about themselves to others. And that's why the spread of hate is spreading like wildfire. Just like when people spread love, that spreads like wildfire. So imagine the power and influence that we have on each other just by how we treat one another, right? So it happens on both sides, for good and for evil. So God is just asking for us to trust and to be secure in who he has called us to be. And his word has so many scriptures about who he says we are, about our identities being rooted in him, our confidence being in him. You know, it's so much there that he's encouraging us to study and to look up, right? Look up about identity, scriptures about identity. Who does God say you are? And let that marinate in your heart. This is what he is calling for us to do. So I encourage you, I pray that you will just heed the devices of Satan and to not give him any ammunition in your life, right? Not believing the lies that you're not good enough, that God doesn't love you, that you're worthless, right? When you begin to believe these things, that's how Satan can really sift you, and he can really just pull you back and stop you from being the person that God has called you to be. So I encourage you, I pray this encourages you, and you will see God even more deeply. Thank you so much, and God bless you.